Alex had never been a lucky person when it came to finding roommates. The first one left a trail of dirty dishes that could feed a small army, and the second one had a habit of practicing drums at midnight. But this time, he was determined to find someone quiet, someone who kept to themselves. That's how he found the ad. Room for rent in downtown apartment. Quiet, responsible roommate. No pets. The photos showed a clean, modern space, and the rent was affordable. It seemed perfect. When Alex arrived at the apartment, he was greeted by Kira. She stood in the doorway, her hair tied neatly, her eyes calm but alert. She wore simple clothes, nothing flashy. There was something about her presence that made Alex feel small, almost like she noticed everything at once. She smiled politely. "You must be Alex," she said. Her voice was soft but had a strange musical quality. Alex shook her hand, feeling a little awkward. "Yeah, that's me," he said. Thanks for letting me check out the place." "No problem," Kira replied. "I usually keep to myself, so I hope we'll get along." The apartment was exactly like the photos, small but tidy, with enough space for 2 people. Alex set his bags down and took a quick look around. The kitchen smelled faintly of herbs, and the living room had a few books and plants. Everything felt normal, except for the way Kira watched him carefully, almost like she was studying him. Over the next few days, Alex settled into his new life. He noticed things about Kira that were unusual, but he told himself it was probably normal for someone private. She never left dishes in the sink. She always seemed to know exactly when to water the plants. And she moved quietly, almost as if she could float instead of walk. At first, Alex thought he was imagining things. One evening, Alex was making a sandwich when he heard a soft hum from Kira's room. He paused, thinking maybe it was music, but there was no music playing. Just a soft, rhythmic sound like someone breathing in a pattern. He shrugged. Maybe she was meditating. Alex had never been good at judging other people's habits. Then there were the lights. They flickered sometimes, especially near Kira's door. Not just a normal flicker, like a bulb dying, but a strange, almost deliberate flicker, like the light was moving in a pattern. Alex mentioned it once. "You're imagining things," Kira said, smiling faintly. "The wiring is fine." Alex didn't push it. He wanted peace in this apartment, and he decided not to make waves. Days passed. Alex began to enjoy having a quiet roommate. He liked the silence, the way he could come home from work and just relax. He never saw Kira with friends or family. Sometimes he would hear soft humming or whispers from her room, but he learned to ignore it. One Friday evening, Alex stayed up late working on his laptop. He had forgotten to lock his door, something he always did out of habit. He got up to stretch, and distracted by the faint light from Kira's room, stepped inside by mistake. The room was dark except for a soft glow coming from the corner. Alex froze. What he saw made his heart stop. It wasn't Kira, or at least not fully her. Her shape was still humanoid, but her skin glowed faintly, like moonlight. Strange patterns shifted across her body, moving like liquid. Her eyes were bigger than normal, shining softly in the dim light. And from her back, delicate filaments extended and retracted, glowing faintly like tiny threads of light. Alex's mouth went dry. He wanted to scream, to run, to say something, but he couldn't. He just stood there, staring, frozen. Kira turned, slowly. She didn't scream or move fast. She looked calm, almost serene. "Alex," she said quietly, "I wasn't ready for you to see me like this." I'm sorry," Alex stammered. "I didn't mean—" Kira held up a hand. "It's okay. You didn't know." Her voice had a strange resonance now, almost echoing in his mind. Alex blinked. He realized she was speaking directly. To him, not just with her voice, but in some deeper way he didn't understand. Alex took a step back. What are you? Kira sighed softly and let the glow from her body dim a little. I am not from Earth, she said simply. I am a scout from a distant star system. My mission is to observe humans and learn about your world. Alex's mind spun. He tried to speak, but no words came out. Everything he thought he knew about life, about his quiet little apartment, about reality itself, seemed to shatter in that single moment. Kira stepped closer, slowly, carefully. She seemed not afraid, not angry, just patient. I know this is strange, she said. It would be strange for anyone, but I trust you, and I need you to understand. You are safe. Alex swallowed hard. Slowly, he nodded. Safe. Okay. I think I understand. Kira smiled faintly. Good. You will learn more in time. But for now, keep this between us. Humans are not ready for everyone to know about my kind. Alex nodded again, feeling both terrified and fascinated. He realized that life in this apartment was going to be far from normal. In fact, it would never be normal again. As he stepped back into the hallway, he couldn't help but glance at her one more time. The glow had dimmed, but the patterns on her skin still shimmered faintly. Alex's mind raced with questions. How long had she been here? Why hadn't she told him? What else could she do? One thing was certain. Alex's quiet life was over. And somehow, deep down, he felt a strange excitement, like something incredible was about to begin. The next morning, Alex woke with a strange mix of fear and curiosity. He kept replaying the scene in his mind. Kira's glowing form, the strange patterns moving across her skin, and the delicate filaments that extended from her back. He had never imagined anything like this could exist. Yet, there she was, his quiet roommate, standing in the apartment like nothing had changed. He decided to act normal, to pretend the night before hadn't happened. Breakfast was awkward, with Alex poking at his toast while Kira quietly prepared a cup of tea. For a while, neither spoke. Finally, Alex mustered the courage to ask a question. Kira, why Earth? Why humans? Kira's eyes softened. Earth is interesting. Humans are unpredictable, creative, emotional. We study many planets. But your kind, your species has potential that fascinates me. She set the tea down and looked at him intently. I came here to observe, to understand, not to interfere. Alex nodded slowly. I guess that makes sense. But in his mind, questions raced faster than he could speak. How long had she been here? How many humans knew about her kind? Could she control her glow? Could she fly? Over the next few days, Alex noticed more strange things. Objects in Kira's room moved slightly as if nudged by invisible hands. Sometimes the lights would pulse gently when she entered or left a room. He wanted to ask, but each time he opened his mouth, the words seemed too ridiculous for reality. One evening, Alex returned from work later than usual. Kira's room door was slightly open, a faint golden light spilling out into the hallway. Curiosity got the better of him. He approached quietly, intending to knock, but he tripped over the rug and stumbled inside. Kira was in the center of the room, her body glowing softly. This time, she was not humanoid at all. She shifted her form, stretching taller, her limbs more fluid, her filaments extending and curling like liquid light. Patterns danced across her skin, forming shapes that reminded Alex of stars and galaxies. Alex froze, unable to speak. His brain struggled to process what he was seeing. Kira noticed immediately. You did not mean to enter, she said calmly, her voice gentle but echoing faintly in his mind. It is fine. You are safe. Alex swallowed hard. I didn't know. You could change like this? Kira's form shifted again, returning partially to humanoid shape. Yes, my body is adaptable. It changes according to my needs, my environment, and sometimes, for observation purposes. Humans are curious. You must see many forms to understand fully. Alex's mind whirled. He had never seen anything like this. You're amazing. I don't even know what to ask. Kira smiled faintly, her glow dimming to a soft shimmer. Start with the basics. I am from a distant star system. My mission is to study humans. That includes biology, culture, and social behavior. My body is designed to adapt and survive in many conditions. Alex nodded slowly, still in awe. So, everything I've noticed, the lights, the objects moving, was that you? Partially, Kira admitted. I can influence energy around me. Small objects, light, even temperature. But I use it carefully. Humans are sensitive to sudden changes. Alex thought for a moment. This is a lot, but I don't feel scared anymore. I mean, I'm amazed, but not scared. Kira tilted her head slightly. Humans are resilient. I suspected this, but now I see it firsthand. Your kind adapts, even when faced with things beyond understanding. That is valuable. Alex felt a rush of pride, a strange warmth at her words. Despite the shock, despite the alien glow and shifting forms, Kira seemed to respect him. It was the first time in his life someone, or something, made him feel capable in a completely new world. Over the next few nights, Alex and Kira began a cautious routine. He would sit in the room, asking questions while she demonstrated small abilities. She moved her hands, and tiny lights floated in the air like fireflies. She shaped the glow around her into simple forms, like stars, circles, and geometric patterns. Alex marveled at the precision and beauty. Can you teach me some? He asked one evening. Kira laughed softly, a sound like wind chimes. Not yet. Your body cannot manipulate energy like mine, but you can learn observation, understanding, and patience. Those are qualities more valuable than power. Alex smiled, feeling a strange connection forming. Despite everything, he began to see Kira not as a threat, but as a friend, a teacher, and maybe something more. Her calm, patient nature balanced his impulsiveness. And for the first time, he realized that humans were not just ordinary. They could meet the unknown with courage and curiosity. Then one night, as Alex returned from a walk, he noticed a strange humming outside the apartment. It was faint, mechanical, but alive, almost like a heartbeat. Kira noticed him noticing. They are nearby, she said quietly, her glow pulsing slightly. Alex looked at her, confused. Who? He asked. Others of my kind, or perhaps watchers from Earth. I am not certain. But we must be careful. Humans are not ready to know the full truth of the universe. Alex felt his heart race. The world he had known, his quiet apartment, his simple routine, was gone. In its place was something vast, dangerous, and beautiful, and for the first time, he felt truly alive. Over the next week, Alex found himself growing more comfortable with Kira's presence. The initial shock of seeing her true form had faded, replaced by fascination and curiosity. Every night, he would sit quietly in her room, observing her as she moved, her filaments glowing faintly in the dim light. She rarely spoke about her planet, only giving hints about its vast cities of shimmering light and forests that seemed alive. One evening, as rain tapped softly against the windows, Alex finally asked the question he had been holding back. Kira, your world, what is it really like? Kira's glow dimmed slightly, and she folded her hands. It is difficult to explain. Our cities are not built with walls or steel like yours. They grow, shaped by energy and thought. Trees and plants move to provide light and shelter. Everything is connected by a network of energy. Our way of communication. Our way of life. Alex leaned forward, eyes wide. Energy? Like what you do here with the lights? Yes, Kira said, but far more complex. Here I show only small parts. On my planet, we manipulate energy to shape matter, to communicate instantly, and to travel great distances. Humans are primitive compared to this. Yet, your creativity and unpredictability, that is something we cannot easily imitate. Alex felt a strange mix of pride and humility. Humans might not have glowing cities or energy networks, but their curiosity and courage could be remarkable. He realized that perhaps Kira was right. There was something special about humanity. Curiosity burning, Alex asked another question. Can you show me more? Not just the lights and shapes, but what you can really do? Kira tilted her head, considering him. You must understand, some things are dangerous. Energy is powerful and your body is fragile, but small demonstrations, yes. You may observe, but you must be careful. Alex nodded eagerly. I promise, I'll be careful. Kira extended her hand. Tiny motes of light appeared, swirling around her fingers. They danced in patterns, forming symbols that seemed alive. Alex watched, mesmerized. The lights lifted from her hand and floated above the room, shifting into images of alien landscapes, strange creatures, and cities of radiant energy. Alex blinked, unable to believe what he was seeing. These are real? He asked, his voice trembling. Yes, Kira said softly. They are simulations, but based on real places. You can see my home, but not visit. Not yet. Alex marveled at the beauty and complexity of it all. It's incredible. I can't even imagine anything like this. Kira smiled faintly. Humans are the same. Your imagination, your emotions, your art. They are forms of energy too, even if you do not realize it. That is why I am here, to study your kind, to learn how you think, feel, and create. Over the next few days, Alex began helping Kira with small tasks. She asked him to bring objects closer without touching them, encouraging him to focus and observe. At first, nothing happened, but gradually he began to notice small shifts, books nudging slightly, lights flickering in patterns, tiny sparks dancing in the air. He felt proud, even if the changes were minimal. You are learning quickly, Kira said one evening, her glow soft and warm. Observation is the first step. Patience is the next. Humans are quick to act, but slower to notice. That is why you sometimes surprise even me. Alex laughed, feeling a strange bond forming. Despite their differences, despite her alien nature, he felt closer to her than to anyone else he had met on Earth. She had opened a door to a world beyond his imagination, and he was eager to explore it. Then came the night of the first test. Kira asked Alex to close his eyes and imagine a simple shape, a circle of light. He obeyed, focusing as best he could. Slowly, he felt the air around him shift. When he opened his eyes, a faint circle of light hovered in the room. It was small, almost invisible. But it was there. Alex gasped. I did it? Yes, Kira said, her glow pulsing with pride. It is only a small start, but it shows your mind can influence energy. Humans are capable of much more than they believe. This is why your species is worth studying. Alex's heart raced. He had never felt so alive, so powerful in a small but meaningful way. For the first time, he felt a connection to something larger than himself, a universe full of possibilities and mysteries. Days turned into weeks. Alex and Kira developed a routine. She would teach him small lessons about observation, energy, and patience. He would share stories about Earth, human creativity, and culture. They laughed, debated, and sometimes sat in silence, simply watching. The patterns of light dance across the room. One afternoon, while Alex was helping water Kira's plants, she paused. Her glow dimmed slightly, and she looked toward the window. "They are close," she said quietly. Alex frowned. "Who?" "Observers. Others who monitor extraterrestrial activity. Some are from my kind, others from Earth. They may not understand." "My mission! And they could be dangerous. You must be careful. You cannot reveal what you have seen." Alex's stomach tightened. "What do we do?" Kira smiled faintly, a hint of reassurance in her voice. "For now, we continue learning. You, Alex, must remain calm. Observe. Adapt. Your human nature will help us both survive if trouble comes." Alex nodded, understanding the seriousness of her words. Despite the beauty, the wonder, and the thrill of discovery, there was danger, lurking beyond their apartment walls, and he knew that the quiet life he had once wanted was gone forever. As the sun set, casting long shadows across the room, Alex felt a strange sense of pride and purpose. He was learning about a world beyond his imagination, about an alien species, and about himself. He realized humans might be fragile, but they were clever, curious, and brave. And for the first time, he understood that his life had changed in ways he could never have imagined. He looked at Kira, her glow soft and calming, and smiled. "I'm ready," he said quietly. "I want to learn everything you can teach me." Kira nodded, her filaments curling gently. "Then we begin, Alex. And together we will see how far humans can go." Life in the apartment had settled into a strange rhythm. Alex woke each morning with a sense of wonder, eager to learn more from Kira, while Kira carefully studied him, noting his curiosity, his courage, and his adaptability. Yet beneath the calm, there was tension. Kira had sensed the approach of observers, and Alex knew that their quiet routine could not last forever. One rainy afternoon, Alex was sitting at the kitchen table, working on a small model he had built for Kira. She hovered nearby, her glow soft, moving like liquid light. "Alex," she said suddenly, "there is someone watching. I feel it through the energy around us." Alex looked up, startled. "Watching? Here? How do you know?" Kira extended her hand. Tiny ripples of light moved across her fingers, tracing invisible patterns in the air. "Energy leaves traces. Humans leave them too, but I can read them differently. Someone, or something, is near, observing us." Alex's stomach tightened. "Do they know about you?" "Not yet," Kira replied. "But if they find out, they may act quickly. You must be careful, and I must teach you more about how to protect yourself and me." For the next few hours, Kira guided Alex through exercises to heighten his awareness. She taught him to notice subtle changes in light, sound, and movement, skills he had never thought about. At first he struggled, distracted by ordinary things like passing cars or the hum of the refrigerator, but gradually he began to sense shifts in the air, tiny disturbances that indicated the presence of others. "You are improving," Kira said, her glow pulsing slightly. "Humans learn quickly when they focus. That is why your kind is so unpredictable to others." Alex felt a surge of pride. Despite the fear, he was learning. He was beginning to see that humans were not weak. They were adaptable, clever, and brave. That evening, as the rain tapped against the windows, there was a sudden noise at the door. A soft click followed by the sound of a key turning. Alex froze. He looked at Kira, whose glow brightened in alarm. "They are here," she whispered. Alex's mind raced. What do we do? Kira moved toward a small panel on the wall. Her fingers brushed the surface, and a shimmering shield of energy rose around the apartment. It was transparent but strong, bending the light and sound slightly. Alex could feel the faint hum of power in the air. They cannot enter now, Kira said, but we must remain calm, observe, and be ready to act. Outside, shadows moved. Alex could see them through the shield, figures dressed in dark suits, their movements precise, deliberate. He realized they were not ordinary humans. They had technology, scanners, and weapons, but the shield kept them out. They are like hunters, Alex whispered. They want you. Yes, Kira said, but we have an advantage. You, Alex, are human. They expect fear. They do not expect intelligence, courage, or unpredictability. That is why you are important. Alex felt a mix of fear and determination. He had never faced danger like this before, yet something inside him clicked. Humans had survived countless challenges. They had built civilizations, explored the world, and pushed beyond limits. He could do this too. Over the next hour, Alex and Kira worked together. She guided him in moving objects subtly, shifting light, and creating distractions. Alex watched, learned, and then acted, using ordinary items in the apartment to confuse the intruders. Books fell from shelves, lights flickered in patterns, and tiny shadows danced across the room. The watchers outside hesitated, unsure of what was happening. You see, Kira said, even small actions, when combined with intelligence and timing, can be powerful. Humans do not need to be like me to survive. Alex nodded, feeling a strange pride. His heart raced, but he was focused, calm, and alert. Together, they had created a safe space inside the apartment. A small victory, in the face of danger. Finally, after what felt like hours, the watchers retreated. Alex and Kira lowered the shield, breathing deeply. The apartment was quiet again, the soft glow of Kira's form calming the tension. You did well, Kira said, her voice gentle. Humans are capable of more than they believe. You, Alex, are a perfect example. Courage, observation, and adaptability, these qualities make you strong. Alex smiled, feeling a mix of relief and pride. I guess we make a good team. Yes, Kira replied. Together we can learn and survive, but we must remain careful. Others will come. The world outside is not always safe for beings like me, or humans who help them. Alex nodded, understanding the gravity of her words. He realized that life with Kira was no longer just about curiosity and discovery. It was about trust, courage, and teamwork. He had learned that humans could face the unknown not with brute strength, but with intelligence, observation, and heart. That night, as he lay in his bed, Alex reflected on everything he had seen and learned. Kira's world was vast, mysterious, and beautiful, and yet their little apartment had become a place of safety, learning, and partnership. He realized that humans had something unique, the ability to adapt, to think creatively, and to act with courage even when everything seemed impossible. For the first time, Alex felt that his life was meaningful in ways he had never imagined. He was no longer just a young man sharing an apartment with a mysterious roommate. He was part of something bigger, a story that stretched across worlds, filled with danger, wonder, and possibility. And as he drifted to sleep, he knew that tomorrow would bring new lessons, new challenges, and new discoveries. With Kira by his side, he felt ready to face whatever the universe could throw at him. The night air was tense. Alex paced the living room, glancing nervously at the shadows outside the window. The watchers Kira had sensed before were back, this time more organized, more determined. Alex could feel their presence, the faint hum of energy as they moved closer to the apartment. He knew this was no longer just observation. They were hunting. Kira floated silently beside him, her glow soft but alert. "They are different now," she said. "Not just curiosity. They intend to capture me, and you, Alex, are part of their target. We must act." Alex swallowed hard. "How?" "They're outside, and I'm just human." Kira smiled faintly. "Your mind is sharper than they expect. That is why you are important. Observation, quick thinking, and adaptability. These are your weapons." They moved to the back of the apartment, where Kira had hidden a small chamber. Inside, alien devices hummed softly, creating a protective field around them. Alex watched in awe as she manipulated energy, bending it into shapes and barriers that shimmered in the dim light. "They will not enter here," Kira explained. "But they may try to breach the building. You must be ready to move, to think, and to act with me." Alex nodded, feeling a strange mixture of fear and excitement. Despite the danger, he trusted Kira. Together, they could face anything. Outside, the Watchers began their approach. Alex could see them now through small gaps in the window blinds, figures in dark suits, carrying equipment that pulsed with energy. Their movements were precise, calculated, and terrifying in their efficiency. "They think they can corner us," Alex whispered. "They underestimate humans," Kira replied. "And that is their mistake." With a nod from Kira, Alex took a deep breath and focused on the small lessons she had taught him. He observed every movement, every shift in light, every subtle vibration. Slowly, he began to anticipate the Watchers' actions, predicting their next steps with a clarity he hadn't felt before. "Ready?" Kira asked. Alex nodded. "Ready." In a synchronized motion, they acted. Kira extended her filaments, creating glowing tendrils that moved like ribbons of light through the room. Alex picked up small objects, books, lamps, a metal chair, and placed them strategically to block paths and create distractions. Each move was deliberate, timed perfectly with Kira's energy manipulations. Outside, the Watchers hesitated, unsure of what was happening. The hallway lights flickered, shadows danced, and small objects shifted as if moved by invisible hands. Alex could feel the energy in the room, the pulse of Kira's power, and the rhythm of their movements syncing together. "They are confused," Kira whispered. "Keep going." Alex's confidence grew. He realized that humans had an advantage, that no technology could fully counter: creativity, unpredictability, and courage. Every small action he took, every adjustment, forced the Watchers to pause, rethink, and hesitate. Suddenly, one of the Watchers activated a device that projected a scanning beam into the apartment. The beam sliced through the air, searching for energy signatures. Alex felt a chill run down his spine, but Kira remained calm. "Focus," she said. "The beam detects energy. If we hide, it will pass over us. Use what you have learned." Alex moved instinctively, adjusting objects and creating subtle energy patterns with Kira's guidance. The scanning beam passed over them, slowed, and then moved on, unable to detect their hidden field. Alex's heart pounded, but a thrill of triumph ran through him. They were surviving. The Watchers, frustrated, attempted a direct entry through the front door. Kira's shield flared brightly, bending light and energy around them, making the doorway appear solid and impenetrable. Alex helped by moving objects into the hallway, further blocking and confusing the intruders. "They are persistent," Kira said. "But persistence alone will not succeed against human ingenuity." Alex smiled faintly, realizing the truth in her words. Humans had faced countless challenges, from natural disasters to technological threats, and had always adapted. Now, in a small apartment, he was proving that adaptability and courage were just as powerful as any alien ability. After tense minutes that felt like hours, The Watchers retreated. Alex and Kira lowered the shield, breathing deeply. The apartment was quiet once again, the faint glow of Kira's body calming the lingering tension. "You did exceptionally well," Kira said softly. "Your mind, your focus, your ability to anticipate, they made the difference. Humans are unpredictable, and that is why you are strong." Alex felt a rush of pride. Despite fear, despite danger, he had acted with intelligence and courage. Together with Kira, they had faced a threat that seemed impossible, and survived. "Thanks, Kira," he said quietly. "I couldn't have done it without you." "No," she replied. "You did it because you are human. You saw, you thought, and you acted. That is a strength I respect and admire." As Alex sat back, reflecting on the night's events, he realized something important. Humans might not have advanced energy manipulation or glowing bodies, but they had something equally powerful: creativity, courage, and the ability to adapt. With Kira's guidance, he had learned to use these strengths in ways he had never imagined. The night passed with quiet conversation and shared stories. Kira showed Alex glimpses of her home world, and he shared tales of Earth, its cultures, its art, and its endless creativity. They laughed, debated, and quietly celebrated their survival. By morning, Alex felt a deep sense of accomplishment. He had faced fear, learned new skills, and proven that humans could stand alongside beings far more advanced than themselves. The apartment, once just a place to live, had become a training ground, a place of discovery, and a symbol of human resilience. Kira looked at him with a soft glow in her eyes. "The universe is vast, Alex. Many will not understand humans. But I do, and now I know that your species has potential beyond what anyone expected." "You are remarkable," Alex smiled, feeling a sense of purpose he had never known before. "Then we keep learning, and we keep protecting each other." Kira nodded. "Exactly. Together, humans and aliens can achieve more than either could, alone. But the world outside will not wait. Danger will come again. We must be ready." Alex took a deep breath, feeling a mixture of fear, excitement, and determination. He was no longer just a human sharing an apartment with a mysterious roommate. He was a participant in something larger, something extraordinary, and he was ready to face whatever came next. The morning sun poured into the apartment, casting long golden lines across the floor. Alex sat at the kitchen table drinking his coffee, feeling both exhausted and exhilarated. The events of the past days, the accidental discovery of Kira's true form, learning about her abilities, and facing the Watchers, had changed him. Life would never be ordinary again. Kira floated nearby, her glow soft and calming. She had returned to a partially humanoid form, but faint patterns of light still shimmered across her skin. She seemed more relaxed now, yet her eyes held a quiet intensity. "You've changed," she said softly. Alex nodded. "I think I understand more now. About you, about your world, and about what humans can do." Kira smiled faintly. "Yes, humans are unpredictable, resilient, and creative. I knew this in theory, but now I see it firsthand. You adapted, thought quickly, and even faced fear without losing focus. That is remarkable." Alex felt a warmth spread through him. He realized she wasn't just complimenting him, she was showing him that humanity had value in ways he had never fully appreciated. Humans might not have advanced alien technology, but they had courage, intelligence, and heart. They spent the morning together quietly, sharing stories of Earth and Kira's home world. Alex told her about the cities he had visited, the people he had met, and the art and music that inspired him. Kira listened with fascination, her glow pulsing gently as she absorbed every word. "I wish you could see more. Alex said, gesturing around the apartment. It's beautiful in its own way. I do, Kira replied. Through your eyes I see it. Humans perceive differently. You notice details, emotions, and patterns that my species might overlook. That is why I study you. It is not just about learning, but understanding. Suddenly, a faint vibration traveled through the air. Kira's glow intensified slightly, and her filaments lifted in response. Alex's heart raced. They are near, Kira said quietly. The Watchers, they are cautious now, but they will continue to observe. It is a reminder that the universe is larger than your world, Alex. Threats exist beyond what humans know. Alex took a deep breath. Then we stay ready. We've learned a lot already, and we can face them if they come. Again, Kira nodded. Yes, you have learned quickly, and you have adapted. That is why humans are worthy allies, not because of strength or speed, but because of intelligence, courage, and creativity. Over the next few hours, they prepared the apartment, reinforcing subtle energy fields and creating patterns that would confuse intruders. Alex helped, using both his human intuition and the lessons Kira had taught him. He placed objects strategically, adjusted lighting, and even experimented with small energy manipulations. Each action was a combination of human skill and alien guidance. By evening, the apartment was calm again. The city outside buzzed with its usual sounds, unaware that two beings, one human, one alien, were quietly preparing for whatever the universe might throw their way. Sitting together, Alex reflected on everything he had learned. He had discovered that humans were capable of more than they imagined. Even ordinary people, when faced with extraordinary circumstances, could act with courage, intelligence, and creativity. And with Kira's guidance, he had learned to channel these qualities in ways that mattered. Kira, he said, I never thought my life would turn out like this. I thought moving into a new apartment would be simple, boring even. But now, it's amazing. I'm glad it happened, even the scary parts. Kira's glow pulsed softly. It is often in unexpected circumstances that growth occurs. Humans may not always understand, but they rise to challenges. You are a perfect example, Alex. Alex smiled. So, what now? Will you stay on Earth? For a time, Kira replied. I will continue my observations, learn more about humans, and keep both of us safe. But this is only the beginning. There is much to see, much to learn, and many possibilities. And now, I have a companion who understands, who can adapt, who can think beyond fear. Alex felt a thrill of excitement. Then I guess we have adventures ahead of us. Together. Yes, Kira said, her glow brightening slightly. Together. As night fell, Alex and Kira stood by the window, looking out at the city lights. The apartment was quiet, but the world outside was full of unknowns. Other watchers might come, other threats might appear, but they were ready. Humans and aliens working together could face challenges that neither could handle alone. Alex realized something important. Courage was not the absence of fear. It was the ability to act despite it. Intelligence was not just knowledge, but the ability to adapt. And humans had an untapped potential that could shape the universe in ways no one expected. Kira's glow dimmed as she settled into a resting form. Yet the patterns of light across her body reminded Alex that the extraordinary was always present, just beneath the surface. He felt pride in himself, in humanity, and in the partnership that had formed between them. This is only the start, Alex said quietly. Yes, Kira agreed. The universe is vast, full of wonders and dangers, but humans, your kind can rise to meet it. I have seen it. And now, you have seen it too. For the first time, Alex felt that his life had meaning beyond the ordinary. He was not just a young man living in an apartment. He was part of a larger story, one that spanned worlds, species, and possibilities beyond imagination. And as the night sky stretched endlessly above the city, Alex and Kira knew that no matter what came next, they would face it together. Humans had courage, ingenuity, and heart, and with that, even the stars were not beyond reach.